Welcome students in our civics online class. We are learning lesson number 1, introduction to our constitution. In the previous chapter we learned about provisions in the constitution. Now let's see why constitution is necessary for us. It means necessity of a constitution. Let's see one by one. There are several advantages of governing a country with the help of rules or provisions included in a constitution. Now let's see why we need the constitution for us. The first is government has to function within a set of rules. This reduces the possibility of the misuse of the power and authority they have been given. Means reduce the possibility of misuse of power and authority by the government. Who is government? The government means government is selected by the representative elected by the people. Means we people select our government and they are our representative. They should not misuse our power and our authority. So the constitution is important for us. Then second is a constitution includes the rights and freedom of the citizen. Government cannot take away these rights, therefore people's right and freedoms are safeguarded. We Indian people, we have many rights and freedoms. Already we learn it in 6th standard. That rights and freedom should be safe. So for that purpose, a constitution includes the rights and freedoms of the citizen. Means safeguards the rights and freedoms of the people. For that purpose, we need constitution. Third one is running a country as per the provisions of the constitution is the same as establishing the rule of law. Then there is no scope for the misuse of power or high-handed administration. Okay, running a country as per the provisions of the constitution. Constitution is supreme in our India. India is democratic country and we elect our representative to run our government, to run the India. So to running a country as per the provisions which are included in the constitution, so it should be same. For that purpose we need constitution. Means the third we can say establishes the rule of law, so there is no scope for misuse of power. The fourth one, if a country is run as per the constitution, the faith that the common people have in the government increases. They then become keen on participating in the activities of the government. Democracy is strengthened due to the increased participation of the people. In short, increase the faith and participation of the people in their governance, which strengthen democracy. For that purpose, it's a necessity of a constitution. Constitution present some Constitution present some political ideas before the country. The nation is also bound to act in that direction. It creates an atmosphere conducive to attain world peace and security and preservative of human rights. Means in means set the political ideas and create an atmosphere conducive to attain world peace and security and preservation of human rights. And the last one is, since the constitution also include the list of citizens duty, it fix the responsibility of the citizens as well. Means fix the responsibility of the citizens, we need constitution. So let's see, that is what is administration. What is included in the administration of a country? Government has to make law relating to several subjects such as defining the boundaries, protecting the people from external aggression, eradication of poverty, creating employment, education and health services, encouragement to commerce and industries, protect, protection of the weaker section, making policies for the progress of women, children and the tribal people, etc. Government has to bring about desirable changes in the society by implementing laws. In short, governments in modern times have to take decisions related to different issues, right from space research to public cleanliness. This is governance or administration. Having understood the meaning of constitution and governance, we shall now see how the Indian constitution was made. Okay, before to it, let's see governance or what is administration. So governance or administration is the process of taking decision regarding the issues before the country. Governance is undertaken by the government. The government has to make law. Government has to make law. Making law is the duty of governance. Government is relating to, for example, defining boundaries, protection from external aggression, eradication of poverty, creating employment, education, health, commerce, industries, protection of weaker sections, for example, women, children, and small, old people, then progress of women, children, and tribal people, etc. These are the work of the government. This is the and it is called the administration. Now let's see the background to making of the constitution. Why did we need to make a constitution? Now let's see the background to the making of constitution. The process of the making of the Indian constitution started in 1946. The leader of the freedom movement insisted the independence India will be governed not by the laws made by the British but by laws made by Indians themselves. A committee was established to prepare the constitution of India, of independent India. It came to be known as Constitution Assembly. Assembly means group of people. So the progress of making the Constitution of India started in 1946. The leader of freedom movements insist on laws to be made by the Indian themselves. For this purpose, a committee known as a Constituent Assembly was set up. It was a committee, means many people were participated in that committee, and they were freedom fighters, they were leaders of the freedom movement, and they were forcefully said that we want Indian rules. We don't want the laws made by British. So for that purpose, we create one committee, or we establish a committee, and for to prepare a constitute of India, independent India. Now let's see the Constituent Assembly. India became independent on August 15, 1947. Before that, the British rules over India. They had divided India into provinces like Bombay, Bengal, and Madras for the convenience of administration. The administration in these provinces was carried out by people's representative. Similarly, the local princes were carrying out the administration in some areas. Such areas were known as princely state, and their chiefs were known as princes. The representative of provinces and the princely states were included the Constituent Assembly. So there were a total of 299 members in the Constituent Assembly. Dr. Rajendra Prasad was the president of Constituent Assembly. What did we understand? That in that assembly, in that Constituent Assembly, there were total 299 members. 299 members in the Constituent Assembly, and Dr. Rajendra Prasad was president of constitute assembly. The representatives of the different provisions means that departments or states, that different states and the princely state were included in the constitute assembly. Okay, for the convenience, British already divided our India for the convenience of administration, and the administration in this provision was carried out by the people, representative, and similarly the local princes were also carrying out administration in some areas. Such areas were known as a princely states. So the Constituent Assembly consists of 299 members. Dr. Rajendra Prasad was president of the Constituent Assembly, whereas Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was the chairman of drafting committee. That we'll see the next chapter. So today we'll stop here. So you please read this lesson at least twice, at least 1, 2, 3 times, then you will understand it. Thank you and have a nice day.